If I could have your attention here in the media center and up in the press box, we will begin today's post-race media availability for the third annual Pocono Green 250, recycled by J.P. Mascaro and Sons. And we are joined by our runner-up finisher today, Chase Elliott, driver of the number 23 Allegiant Chevrolet for GMS Racing. Chase, it was fun watching you drive up there through the field, and it seemed like if you had a few more laps, you may have had something for the 18. But please walk us through that run, particularly after last week having a parts failure.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought our car was pretty good last week too, and I wish we would have had a shot there as that race went along to see. And once the 18 fell out, I didn't think I had anything for him. But today I think kind of similar to last week. Feel like I could run. By the end of a run, I feel like I could maybe get close to his pace, but I don't think I could run him down without being in his draft. So there was a point in time where he had a penalty and was coming back to the field, and I got in his draft and was able to keep up with him, and actually thought that I was going to be in a good spot by the end of a run because I thought my car drove better than his. He was just faster, had a little more speed. So that was kind of the balance, trying to figure out how much speed you wanted to give away for balance. And we hedged more on the driving good side. And, it was a good day, but not good enough.
We'll open the floor for questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless microphone to you. We'll start with Zach and work our way around.
Zach Sterniola, Pocono Record. Chase, it seemed like you were one of the most comfortable guys with this package right off the start of this race. It seemed like you were comfortable making some more aggressive moves than others. Was that just a feel that you had with the car?
I don't know. I thought there was a lot of guys that was making, or that were making some pretty aggressive moves as well, but you had to have those opportunities to make aggressive moves, and luckily my car drove pretty good, and by the end of a run I felt like it drove better than most, so allowed me to do some more things than others.
Additional questions for Chase? With Scott?
Scott Walsh from the Scranton Times-Tribune. Chase, can you just talk a little bit about your thoughts on how the package went today?
Yeah, it's definitely different for sure. I'm not sure that it's the right fit or the perfect fit, at least for this racetrack. You're still lifting a fair amount. So it's a fine line of how well you want your car to drive versus how fast you want it to go, and then the person who kind of guesses that the best is going to be pretty good. So I think it'll probably be pretty good next week at Michigan because I think you'll be closer to wide open there, easier. And you have to be wide open with a fair amount of confidence because when you get in traffic, you can probably split that in half, and that about half of that confidence is going to go away. So in order to be wide open, when you get behind cars is going to be tough to do. And then today we were too close to that borderline, I felt like, to be the pack race that they were shooting for.
Jerry?
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net and PRN. I want to talk to you next week about Michigan, but the Cup race. You talk about going back there. You had some good finishes last year at Michigan, and your thoughts heading there.
Yeah, I think, Michigan's been a good track to us for whatever reason. We've had a couple opportunities to run the top two there, and would love to have a couple of them back. But, it's been a good place. I look forward to going there. I don't really know why it's been good to me. I really don't. We didn't run very good there last fall, so it's not just the track and magic. I think that you have to have your things going in the right direction. I think for us right now, we have a little bit of momentum. I felt like last week as a company we were better and making strides in the right direction. So, whether Michigan suits the gains that we've made, I don't know if it will or not, but it seemed like Charlotte did. And, the good news is we see more places like Charlotte than we do Michigan. So I hope that we can carry some of that stuff forward.
Tom?
Tom Bowles, Front Stretch. Chase, how much can this ride, filling in for Spencer, help you with momentum over on the Cup side? Does the second place finish today give you a little bit more confidence heading into the Cup race tomorrow, and can that translate a little bit?
I don't think so. I mean, I think that if you run on Saturday, it's more just for fun and it just something to go drive. For me, frankly, I don't have a ton of opportunities to go drive other things other than on Sundays. So I like to take advantage of opportunities when I have them, and luckily not the greatest circumstances to go do it, but for me, I had a chance to go race on Saturdays, and I enjoy racing.
Chase, nice run out there today. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Take care. If I can have your attention here in the media center and up in the press box, we will continue on with today's post-race media availability in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. We're joined by our third-place finisher, Daniel Hemric, driver of the number 21 South Point Hotel and Casino Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. And Daniel, I know you tried your best to hold on to second place there. Weren't quite able to pull it off, but you had a great run out there. Walk us through your day.
Yeah, our day was definitely full of ups and downs. At the end, I thought I'd be able to hold chase off, for a couple more laps, but my balance would always kind of shift tighter on exit throughout the run, and that was the longest it had lasted in all reality. But yeah, just throughout the day, we just didn't quite have the track position after qualifying. We tried to get a little track position there, short pit in the end of stage 2 to at least be lined up near the front of the field. Knew we were going to be close on fuel, but we had a little bit of vibration. So even when the caution came out, we had to come back down pit road and get 4 tires. So even in that situation, the misfortune ended up being fortunate because we ended up making it on fuel and we're plenty good to go. And I saw the 19 ran out of gas. It looked like they were at the end on our strategy. So, like I said, misfortune was fortune for us. But I'm proud of the effort, proud of the guys on pit road. We've struggled a little bit maintaining speed on pit road and gaining spots, and they did a great job of putting us in position when it matters today. And Danny Stockton did a great job of tuning this package. It was something that was unknown for everybody, and the drivers didn't really know it. None of us really knew what we had going in, so I thought it was interesting to see Chase and I battling out for second and third at the end. When we were talking pre-race, that neither one of us thought we had the speed we needed. So we got a little bit of homework to do. I think across the board, everybody's going to come back next week with this package and be a little bit better, but I'm proud of how far we've come this weekend.
Outstanding. We're going to open the floor to questions. We will start here with Zach and work our way around.
Zach Sterniolo, Pocono Record. What was your biggest takeaway from this package today? It didn't look like it was as tight as maybe the Indy package from last year. What was your takeaway?
Obviously there were a lot of variables, like I said, going into the race. Let me back up here. At Indianapolis, we unloaded, and every single car ran just about wide open every single lap in practice. And from lap 1 on the racetrack, we all had that same mindset, like we were going to unload and run wide open through turn 3 and come in the green, and we're going to be wide open for a while, and that was not the case. From lap 1 to practice, everybody was out of gas a substantial amount, and some guys kind of aborted from what you would call kind of a trimmed out setup to more of a downforce setup. We kind of found ourselves in between there going back and forth, and still never really hit on anything that felt great. And at the end of the day, I think because of the off-throttle time is why you didn't see the same style of pack racing, so to say, as you did at Indianapolis. Obviously, Michigan's going to be a little bit of a different tale with the radius and the speeds, and everything will definitely be a lot more constant, so you may be able to see us run that wide-open style of racing again, but it's still a little bit up in the air. I know I have a bunch of things in my mind that I need to go over with Danny Stockman of what I feel like that would give us a better shot for next week, and we'll sit down and debrief for our group to figure out what our teammates were fighting and versus what I was fighting. And it was good that we got up in some clean air there at the end to at least feel that balance, because I was pretty frustrated being back 11th, 12th, 13th, trying to figure out how to get runs, how to keep the nose out and not get tight, corner exit. And then my car was already that way by itself. So, like I said, I'm proud of the adjustments we made on the package throughout the day that got us better. But we come to a point where we're kind of stalled out at the end. I'm not sure what else we'd have done to get any better. So we're going to go back to the shop and have a couple days to figure it out for Michigan.
Additional questions for Daniel? We'll go up here to Chris Knight.
Yeah, Chris Knight, catchfence.com. Next week, do you expect madness at Michigan? I mean, is it going to be just like Daytona, Talladega craziness?
I'd have probably said yes. We kind of expected that, honestly, all the drivers and teams coming into this weekend, but it was a little bit of a tale of a different story. So I'm just up in the air on how I feel as far as what it's going to be like. With this package, we expected, like I said earlier, it's to have so much throttle on time, which makes pack racing because, the draft becomes everything, and that wasn't exactly it. I feel like the passing came today because a guy around you had to crack the gas on exit at the worst case, but everybody was still out of the gas. So it was just a matter of trying to, I guess, be ballsy enough to stay in the gas. I took longer and know you weren't going to knock the fence down, but sometimes it worked out and it didn't for others. So I think we go to Michigan because that pace is going to be a little more constant. I think it's going to be a little less of what you saw today and probably a little bit closer racing, but I feel like good cars are going to prevail under the circumstances of what we saw.
Additional questions for Daniel? Well, Daniel, good luck next week in Michigan.
I appreciate it. Thank
Take
you.
care, buddy. If I can have your attention here in the media center and up in the press box, we are joined now by our race-winning team for the 3rd annual Pocono Green 250, recycled by J.P. Mascaro and Sons. And that team is the Joe Gibbs Racing team of Kyle Busch, driver the number 18, Comcast Salute the Service, Juniper Toyota, and crew chief Eric Phillips. Let's start with you, Kyle. Kyle, this is your 92nd win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, your first Xfinity win at Pocono. How special is it to add to your legacy a win here at Pocono in the Xfinity Series?
It's great. You know, it's been one that we've wanted to get, but, you know, I've only started one other race here, and it was a rain shortened. I thought we were pretty good on that day, but come home fourth. So to have a great race car today like we did from Eric Phillips and all my guys, it was just phenomenal for us. So really, really cool, really, really good. Means a lot to win here in Pocono in the Xfinity Series and check another box, if you will, of being able to win in all active tracks on the Xfinity schedule. So that's pretty special. There was a few that I've missed out on that I haven't gotten over the years that I wish I would have been able to get, but they're gone and done now, so I can't. But overall, today was a great day. Really want to say thanks to Comcast, NBC Universal, Juniper for allowing us the red, white, and blue colors on it today, for all the meaning of what that means, of saluting the troops and the members of service that are able to come back out of the military and to give jobs to those both serving as well as their spouses. So really, really special message there.
Eric, there was a lot of unknowns with the package coming into today's race, but you were able to figure it out and help Kyle get out front. Talk about the preparation to win and getting the race car ready and to have a winning race car today.
It's been a long work in progress. You know, when they make these rule changes and big package changes as this is, there's a lot of work that goes into this. It just doesn't happen overnight, and we put, you know, it changes our focus on what kind of race cars we build and how we build them. Can't say enough at the guys at Joe Gibbs Racing and TRD that helped us with everything. We unloaded yesterday, and all three of our cars had a lot of speed. We were kind of off a little bit handling-wise, but we knew or felt like we knew what we needed to do and got it a lot better there in that first practice and just had a really good weekend.
Okay, we're going to open up the floor for questions. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get a wireless microphone to you. We'll start here with Reed and then go to Zach.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service, either for Kyle or for Eric. Was fuel ever really an issue in that last run?
No and yes. I mean, we were probably 3 short when we pitted, but with the cautions and just being able to run the pace and that long of a run, you get slowed down at the end. We were a little concerned at the beginning of the run. We got going faster than we had all day. Everybody kind of was who. And leading, our mileage from when we got back in the pack and leading was a little bit off. But worst numbers, we were probably a half to 3/4 a gallon of the good there on worst possible scenario. So I wasn't overly concerned about it. It's just managing that. You get a 3-second lead and run out of gas coming off a turn 2 or the tunnel there. You kind of look like an idiot. So just trying not to screw it up. You know, I think that's part of my job when he's in the race cars, not to screw it up, and I haven't done the greatest job at that this year.
Zach
Sterniolo, Pocono Record. Kyle, when you got that pit road speeding penalty early, were you concerned with the speed in the car, or did you have the confidence in it to be able to know you'd be able to make most of those, if not all of those positions back up?
Well, it's always difficult here to pass more times than not. I think this package was okay for giving some opportunity to make some moves in some situations. And when the front guys were kind of strung out, there was a gap between about 5th and 6th when I got to 6th, and there was still another caution to come. But if it would have went green to the end, I'm not so sure I would have been able to close that gap up. But just racing through traffic, anytime you're with a bunch of guys all grouped together and a lot of racing and a lot of juking going on, it can get to be a handful. And, we saw that last year here when I ran the truck race with, getting crashed out by somebody mid-pack and not after leading the entire first stage and not being able to finish. So that's always in the back of your mind. And you never want to put yourself in that situation. I didn't think I sped. I never even saw any of our top indicating lights that tells us that we are speeding. I saw the lights in which we run pit road speed for. So not sure what happened there, but overall, was real happy with the way the car was driving and knew we had speed to get back up there.
Additional questions? Go to Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net, Performance Racing Network. Kyle, next week we go to Michigan. You haven't had a top 5 there, I think, since 13. Are you looking forward to that race, maybe getting up there and continuing the string that you're on?
In Cup or Xfinity? Michigan is, if you want to run that restrictor plate package, by all means, give it to me at Michigan. I'm terrible there. I'm sure Larson would like to say different, but we've been fast there. It's a shame that we haven't gotten the finishes that we wanted to. We were leading, I think, with 23 to go or 13 to go. I don't remember how many laps to go. And one of the track marshals that was in the infield called debris in turn 2, and there was nothing out there. And so there was a debris caution called on me, and I got ran over on the restart and faded. Yeah, we weren't able to win. So it's been frustrating there for sure, but we've had speed and we've been fast. So it's just circumstances, what it comes down to at that place for us.
Go to Kyle, then back to Zach.
Kyle Magda from the Times Leader. Guys, this is the second win for the 18 Xfinity program this year. I was just wondering, what are your thoughts been on Ryan Preece? He won at Bristol earlier this year. What have your overall impressions been of him so far?
Yeah, Ryan's done a really good job. I mean, I think this question is maybe more for Eric. I'll answer what I know, but I thought he's done a nice job. Earlier this year we were struggling a little bit as a car. I think Eric's gotten better. I think the cars have gotten better. I think myself included's gotten better. I think Ryan's getting better too. So. The performance of the team is certainly shaping up. I think our chemistry between the drivers and the crew chief's getting better as well too. So it's just taking a little bit for us, but overall, the group of guys has been really, really good at being able to make speed, and Ryan has been showing some really good promise in the races that he's run for us. So it's been cool to watch.
Eric, your thoughts on Ryan?
Just excited. I think Ryan, the last half of the year, Ryan gets quite a few races. He'll be in the car. Ryan's information is just different than like Kyle, and I think Kyle Noah. They're very similar on how they talk about the race car. Ryan is so hands-on that's just different, and I have to take a different approach with him. So excited about it. We're getting, we keep working together, and we'll spend quite a bit of time here, basically July on. We'll spend a lot of time together, a lot of time in the simulator before we go to the racetracks, and excited about what he's going to bring to this program. Our ultimate goal is to win an Owners' Championship this year, and that's the goal that Ryan's got to do for us at the end of the year here when we get to the chase time.
Zach?
Kyle, you warned yesterday that you weren't sure that this race was going to play out like a lot of other people expected, like it was, because I think the expectation was that it was going to be a little bit tighter together, more pack style, but you seemed kind of to know yesterday that it wouldn't be that way. What was your takeaway with the product that we ended up seeing today?
From my vantage point, I guess there was enough off-throttle time that, it made a difference, that driver made a difference, car made a difference, to where when we were out front and we were leading the race, we just didn't get run over by guys behind us because they were just faster than us because they had a better draft, or they had, it didn't take the leader and bring him back to the pack. Like the leader, if he was good and had everything going for him, that he could drive away. You can run whatever package you want to run as long as you have the opportunity to be faster than the rest, because we are all racing. This is a competition. Even though it's a show, we're supposed to put on a great race. I don't know that all races and all racetracks promote great racing. So, I thought that today was a resemblance of what we would have saw, maybe even a little different than what we would have saw with the normal package here. With runs and such, and guys getting drafts and being out of the gas, you would have been out of the throttle more. It just seemed like guys got rewarded for being able to take care of their tires and take care of their car and being in different positions. You had to be smart about it, and felt like the best guy and the best car won.
Well, gentlemen, congratulations on the victory, and good luck tomorrow.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.